TJ the Wheel Deal coming at you live. It is Tuesday, 2:15 p.m. We talking some options today. Got a special guest that is going to be joining me here. We're going to talk about 35, 45 minutes, something like that. And we're just going to shoot the shit. Not scheduled today to do this. We might make it a regular thing. We'll see. He's joined me on this channel quite a bit. His name is Option, and he has a wealth of knowledge. Just waiting for him to click the stream. But in the meantime, let me get it together here, and let me see what's going on with the portfolio. Somebody needs to let this fat bastard know that it's Christmas time. Santa, where you at, Santa? Where are you at? You out there making love to Mrs. Claus? I can respect that. Are you out there playing with the elves? What are you doing? What are you doing? Because Santa has not come into town yet. Is he? Is he going to come into town? Put it in the chat. Santa or bad Santa? Are you on the good list, or are you on the naughty list? Are you on the nice list, or are you on the naughty list? I don't know. I'm always naughty, but I like to play it nice. You know what I mean? Option, my man, what's going on, brother? You're on mute. You're rusty.
Yeah, I was in the YouTube, so I was getting that echo. How you doing?
Man, brother, I'm good. I just want to know if this fat bastard's coming in town or not. Option. I mean, is he over there? I mean, talk to me. Tell me that you're doing the nasty with Mrs. Santa Claus. I can understand and appreciate that. I'm cheering for you. You know, ask a little Rudolph to peek in, see what's going on, right? Like, I mean, is he coming in town or not? Am I on the naughty list, or are we on the nice list? Where are we at? Where are we at with Santa?
Well, I hope we're on the good list, man. I hope so. I mean, I wouldn't want to be on the other list.
You know what's been good, Option?
What's that, brother?
The volatility of the premiums, baby. I don't know about y'all. Give me a type in volatility equals opportunity in the chat if you understand that. Mm-hmm. Option, do you want to speak on that? Because options are priced. There's a couple of components that determine the options price. You know, there's intrinsic value, and then there's extrinsic value. And a lot of people just think that extrinsic value is just theta decay. Mm-hmm. But there's another component called implied volatility. It's the theta decay plus the implied volatility. And the higher the implied volatility, the higher the premiums. Because it's like a pendulum and it's swinging. And if you have to pick a point when it's swinging very fast and viciously like that, it stands to reason that you should get paid a lot of money for picking a strike price and an expiration date. You know what I mean?
Correct.
But if the volatility is like this, it's probably easier to not get caught, right? Like if you got the falling knife and it's just kind of like doing this right here. But if it's like doing this, and if you're going to like sit there and play with your hand there, if it was a knife, it stands to reason you should make a lot more money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And absolutely. Right now, that's what the knife is doing.
Yeah.
So what have you been playing? How you been playing?
Yeah, you want to get paid for the risk, right?
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, when volatility is high, that's what makes sellers. That's when you, as a seller, you're supposed to enter that market, right? When volatility is low, you don't get paid for taking that risk. So when these times come like this and volatility is nice and high, you definitely know that I'm in there selling, you know, because I'm getting paid for it.
Absolutely. And what have you been playing with? I know that you narrow the stock market down to 3 to 5 plays at the most. So what have you been messing with?
Well, you know, my top 3, right, is just still in the video, right? Because I'm just confident that, you know, when Trump come in, tech gonna, you know, move back up, right? Yeah. So I like NVIDIA. I got SMCI, MSTR, and Coinbase.
Okay, you're still with Coinbase, boy.
Why go? My thing is, why go anywhere? It doesn't, like, you know, why go somewhere? You know, it's proven. It's proven what it can do. So yeah, that's been the main one for me. So but outside of that, you know, and it gives me the volatility that I need. Like how we spoke when we were speaking, you know, for me, it's about being able to defend myself, you know. So if things ain't going right, I can be making money defending myself and also manipulating the roles and the things that I need to do, right? So for me, I have to have premium. So like we were saying, I'm a premium chaser, of course, because I have to be able to defend. If it's no premium in the options, then I can't defend myself when the trade is going against me.
Facts. And I'm going to walk y'all through that example right there. Because are you familiar with MSTR? You're playing it. Well, I'm a little more greedy than that. I'm playing MSTX.
Okay.
So I'm playing. So that wasn't quite enough volatility. Let me do a 2 times leverage on one of the most volatile stocks in the market right now. So it's your volatility squared. You know what I mean? So what Option just said, guys, is so important. I want you guys to go back and rewatch this segment. I'll have little Alex clip it or whatever. By the way, it's big Alex now. He turned 21 today.
Oh man, that's all right.
Birthday to Mini Wheel Deal in the chat. Let's all put it on there. Happy birthday to Mini Wheel Deal, Alex Guerra from the Valley, the Rio Grande Valley. He is 21 years old today, and he sends me a message, and he's like, now I can gamble, and I'm thinking to myself, fool, I've been seeing you gamble on your account for like 2 years. Now you can do it legally in the casino. He's been doing short-dated options. He's been buying options. He's been doing crazy ass shit in his account. I'm just glad he didn't blow up his account. But now you can go to the casino. So anyway, let me show y'all this one right here. MSTX. Let me pull up this bad boy right here. MSTX.
I got something on in the back. Hold on, let me turn that down.
Very cool, Nathan. Very cool. 956 in the house. I'm a transient. I grew up. I lived most of my adult life in San Antonio. But anyway, so this is what I got going on with MSTX, because the volatility not enough in MicroStrategy. We want to go another level, right? So I tied up 1.25 million yesterday on it. Well, a few days ago on the first one. But anyway, at the end of the day, we're at 1.25 and collected a lot of premiums, guys. A lot of premiums. So collected 10,500 December the 6th for a 1 week trade for December the 13th. I still have that trade on. Then yesterday I sold 25 more contracts for this Friday, collected another 13,250. And then I went ham. I sold 100 cash secure puts at 85 for December the 27th. So you guys can see all the premiums there. But then I was able to roll because it got to like 82 bucks. And it was the 85s, and it's like I had option in my ear, and he's like, hey, if you're going to be able to roll for a credit, you don't want to wait too long because these volatility, the smiles and all this stuff, all these forces start working against you. So if you're going to handle your business. And I started looking at the chart, and I'm like, I think this thing could bounce. I think this thing could bounce to like 90 perhaps. But I want to be able to keep this trade long, and I want to milk some more premium. So I was like, well, why don't I just make it easy on myself, kick the can down the road to the end of the month. They're going to pay me another $9,500 in premium, and I'm going to take some risk off the table. $500 a contract times 25, $12,500 of risk on the table, plus the $9,500. That's like getting 20 grand, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sleeping a lot better at night. But how am I able to do that? Because there's enough premiums in this play to defend myself and to make it more attractive. So now I'm sitting on a stock that's at 90 bucks, which is exactly what I thought it was going to do, because I was doing this around this time right here. And I was like, I need to handle my business if I'm going to handle my business, even though I think it's going to go over here. And then plus it keeps the play on there longer, because if this thing does a moonshot to like 100, now I lose the play altogether. So I wanted to milk it for another 10 grand. So it was like I was rolling on purpose. You know what I mean, Option?
Mm.
Like I was rolling on purpose with a purpose. A lot of y'all roll just because you want to avoid assignment like it's the plague. And to me, whenever your strike gets challenged, that's when the game starts. That's when it gets fun. But if you aren't dealing with an underlying that's going to give you an opportunity to win because there's not enough volatility, meaning premiums as well, I don't think you're playing the right stock if you want to be able to execute these strategies successfully, in my opinion. So now I'm sitting on 25 cash secure puts at 80 for this Friday, another 25 cash secure puts at 80 for the end of the month, and then I still got the big position that I'm not messing with, 100 of them at $85, and I'm kind of on easy street right now, up $13,000 on the position collectively. Mind you, there's a little bit of a loss baked into the cake because I rolled from the 85 to 80. So you got to keep all of that into consideration.
Yeah.
Anyway, Option, great to trade, brother. What do you think so far? How do you like that position right now, going from 85 to 80, taking in another 9,500 in credits to sleep easy at night? And then I'm able to keep the trade on a little bit longer because I'm hoping this thing could be a usual suspect in the portfolio. If it's going to pay that kind of money on 1.2 million, I'll be glad to pick up. It was 148,000. Now it's like 157 total.
Okay.
On 1.25 million, 3-week trade. I mean, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely always a great position and great trade when it's going right.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that I see with it is that the liquidity is bad. So it has like a 2-star liquidity. So at some point, if it gets too shaky, it's going to be hard for you to get out. That's the only thing.
Stop right there. That's why I handled my business early on the roll. You don't want to get too behind the 8 ball because these bid and ask spreads are real big. It's
real wide, yeah.
It was like $1.50 bid ask, and I put it right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it filled right away. Right away.
Okay.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
So I did it early because I was like, I'm gonna give this shit 5 hours to fill, yo.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't need it 5 seconds. And now it's like, man, next time I have to do this, I'm gonna ask for a little bit more money.
Yeah.
This is a new ticker for me. We're not talking about Riot. Boy, I know that option chain like the back of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a new ticker, so I'm playing it conservative because I also know that I don't want any part of this ticker unless it's $65.
Okay.
As far as to actually own these shares on something that I think is probably very overvalued right now because I don't really know how to value it, which is MicroStrategy. And it's trading at 90. Give it to me at 65 and we'll dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like my chances with a better entry point.
And then it's one of those 2x leverage type of. So that's yeah, you really playing with that.
But I'm saying it's like I'm willing to be in this trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm willing to be in this trade for 3-6 months, 3 to 5 years if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
And if I keep babysitting this thing, and then one day I look up and it's like $40-45, and I'm like, and the options are going to be just as good on the cover call side. Keep that in mind.
Because it looks good. I'm
bringing in a bunch of credits. I'm like, dude, what if I could get a hold of a lot of these shares at, let's say, a 50 cost basis, ride those bad boys up to 75? My goodness, dude, I just made $500,000.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to win big, you have to play big. But you got to position yourself accordingly so that you don't blow up your account. Because these kind of moves, if you don't have my level of experience or my temperament, this is the kind of shit that can blow up your account. Yes or no option?
Absolutely. And it goes back to what you just initially said. It's understanding the implied volatility in those options. You know, so if you look at the implied volatility, if you just look at the front month, which 10 days left to December, the implied volatility is 228%.
Present yours on Tasty Trade because it gives you all these metrics that Robinhood just doesn't know how to.
Oh yeah. Well, just the implied volatility is just so high that, like you said, you have to know, what it is you're dealing with, and I mean, yeah, but if like I'm saying, with your skill and your level of knowledge, you know how to manipulate it. So, it's no problem for you. You know what I'm saying? It's no problem. But like I said, just understanding what the volatility is in the ticker that you're dealing with absolutely plays a significant role.
Well, what helped me is I've been messing with TSLL for about 1.5 years, 2 years now.
Okay.
So I feel like I got a little bit of practice. You know what I mean?
Oh,
because I have been dealing with the 2 times leverage on a stock that I'm a lot more familiar with, though. Keep in mind, TSLL is a hell of a lot safer in my mind. It's tied to Tesla. We're talking about Tesla.
Yeah.
Over here, we're talking about MicroStrategy. They did a massive pivot during COVID. This dude had $500 million in cash, and he bet on black, meaning Bitcoin, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all gotta understand the MicroStrategy story. If you're gonna really be in this thing, this dude has said this thing 1,000 times. He's like, $500 million in cash. How are we gonna extend the lifeline of this company? Because they came to a crossroads.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely.
They came to a crossroads, and they're like, we're gonna start buying Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin is our business. And then he met with a banker, and they introduced him to this world of convertible notes, convertible bonds, and it's like deferred dilution and all this other crazy shit. And this thing turned into a freaking monster infinite money glitch, so to speak.
Yep.
And now he's like, oh, we could become like, like have our own like little Bitcoin treasury and all this other crazy shit. So you got to understand that there's a lot of volatility baked into the cake with MicroStrategy, but a lot of it was also intentional if you've been following the story.
Because he blew up another company, didn't he? He was with another company and it lost money or something like that. I forgot. I heard the story, but yeah.
No, there was a lawsuit. Like I want to say the Security Exchange Commission or FINRA, they got him for like fraud or something. Or they for fraud several years ago. That's all knowledge. They just Google it. But what I'm saying is they were at a crossroads. They were like, hey, we're going to bet on Bitcoin. And then it's like the convertible bond thing happened. But a lot of it was intentional from Michael Saylor because dude's smart. I mean, y'all can understand what's his background. This dude went to MIT. He's not stupid.
No.
You know what I'm saying? This dude went to MIT, man. Said shit, that's Institute of Technology, right? So like nerdy people go there.
Yeah.
And then he's like, if I could bring this kind of volatility over to MicroStrategy, I'm going to bring over all the Bitcoin mining money. So MicroStrategy became the #1 options play over the last 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's like everybody was talking about it. Everybody was doing it. I was late to the party because I did not understand and still don't. I'm going to have a lot more clarification tomorrow. I'll tell you all what's going on tomorrow.
Okay.
I didn't fully understand, and I still don't, the convertible bond thing.
Okay.
Because the man has said we're never going to sell Bitcoin. I'm going to burn the keys when I die, all that stuff, right? And I'm going to go, that's a nice trick because you're already going to be dead. I think you'd have to go before you die. But anyway, you got to listen to what people say. But anyway, so I'm going to understand a lot more about convertible bonds tomorrow because Jason Les, the CEO of Riot, is going to be on the channel.
Okay.
And they just issued their own convertible note. And I'm going to ask him to talk to me like I'm a Labrador Retriever and walk me through it. How does it work? What kind of risk does it present the company? Because, everybody's acting like it's just free money, bro. There's nothing free in this world except the air in your lungs and the blood in your veins. That is free. Salvation is free. That's the only thing I can think of. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that I can think of. I can't even say, oh, the knowledge I give y'all on this channel is free. No, it costs you your time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, so that's not free either. So I'm just saying, short of the blood in your veins, the air in your lungs, and salvation, that amazing grace, that is free. I can't think of anything else that's free in the world. So you can't sit there and tell me that a convertible bond is free money. I'm sorry, I don't believe you.
Yep.
I don't believe you. So I'm going to learn. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to go to convertible bond school. And we're very fortunate that the CEO of one of the largest mining companies in the world is going to explain it to us tomorrow.
Absolutely. That sounds definitely like that's going to be a great show tomorrow. I'm definitely going to tune into that.
Yeah, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. I'm so interested in Riot.
Yeah.
I've been interested in it before I even knew that he was a CEO, because he was the CEO when I was invested in it first. Initially. Okay. He didn't become the CEO until February of 2021. I was already in it since 2020.
Yeah.
Or Riot, the very first miner that I invested in was a company called SOS. It was a Chinese miner. Okay. And then China issued a ban on Bitcoin, and well, my investment went to shit for a long time. I was like, well, let me try an American Bitcoin miner. And that's how I landed on Riot in Marathon. It was out of necessity, because I liked what SOS had going on, because I was like, well, there's a lot more people in China. I feel like China is more like advanced as far as like technology and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, man, I think I'm going to go rock with this little SOS company. And that didn't work out so well for TJ the Will deal.
I remember hearing about that company, SOS. But yeah, I don't think I ever did anything with it.
There was a channel on YouTube that was pumping it hard. This dude, I want to say his name's James. Mm-hmm. And he was pumping it hard, and I was listening to him religiously. Okay. And then he like fell off the face of the earth, and he'll say his intro like, I was in Tesla during these days, but never really shows you anything. He's just real good at talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He never really talks about it. He just talks about it, knows a lot about it, but you don't see like portfolios and stuff. He was one of the reasons that I created the channel. Mm-hmm. I was like, dude, like, fool, why don't you just show me what you got, what you're working with? You know what I mean? Like, show me what you're working with. In fact, I think he has the channel still, but he changed it. I'm gonna try to find it, because if I see the picture of the man, I'll tell. And it's a big channel. If this is him, this dude, if it's him, I'm not sure if it's him. No, that's not him. No, that's not him. So I was calling a different guy, because he kind of looks like the guy like James from Invest Answers. Okay. That's not the guy that I was following. So there was a guy, and he was pumping SOS really, really hard in like 2020. Mm-hmm. So I got in it. Luckily, it wasn't too big. It was like 10, 20 grand. Okay. Nonetheless, got my ass kicked. This thing was like at $2, went to 10, went down to like 80 or 90 cents. And it was just a no bueno. But yeah, that's how I landed on Riot first, and then Marathon.
Okay.
That's how it happened. So it was because I was looking, I was seeking, and I was like, well, who else is in this space? Mm-hmm. Robinhood did me a solid, because I was invested in SOS, and then on the bottom it has, you might also like, or people that are invested in this company are also invested in these types of companies. And Riot, it was called Blockchain at the time. Mm-hmm. Was one of the companies that came out, kind of like Facebook, like people you might know, something like that. Yeah. Like Riot, Robinhood has that kind of feature.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you know what I'm talking about. Let me see what it shows you here, because I don't know that. Here we go. Check it out. So this is MSTX, right? Mm-hmm. And you scroll down to the bottom, and you see, based on the portfolios of people who own MSTX, The list is generated using Robinhood data and is not a recommendation. And then it starts giving you other stuff in this space. And you land on MicroStrategy, TX, 2x
Okay.
Bitcoin strategy, Marathon Holdings, Direction, ETF, Clean Spark. So I was on SOS.
Pretty much moves with Bitcoin.
Yeah, so I was in SOS, this company right here. This company right here kicked my ass.
They must have had a reverse on that.
Yeah, dude, this kicked my ass. See, it's over here in this freaking thing, and then this Wang dude's the CEO and founded in 2011, and they do all kinds of shit, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. And then China was like, no. So these people were taking all of their miners and they were bringing them to the States. And it was a shit show, bro. I've gone through some rides that I don't talk about on the camera. This was one of the rides. And got my ass kicked. But you see here, right here on the bottom, it has SNDL, Zomedica. If y'all are familiar with any of these companies, bro, y'all know most of these are shit. That has promise, the ones that has a little bit of promise is Neo. Workhorse, I think Workhorse might actually already be bankrupt. If it isn't bankrupt,
damn, look at that. Dang.
So I'm just saying those are the types of people that are investing in this shit over here. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's how I landed on Riot. But now it's all about the convertible note and stuff. So that's one of the topics that I'm hoping that Jason can shed some light on.
Okay.
I want him to talk about dude, sticky stuff. Dude, I want him to educate us on how their share-based compensation works. Because on paper it's very high. It looks abnormally high.
Okay.
But walk us through it. Help us to understand. And I already understand for the record because he's explained it to me.
Okay.
But I feel like he can explain it to y'all a lot better than I can explain it to y'all, right? So I'm like, he knows Riot a lot more than I do. Think about it. So those are the things that I would like to cover tomorrow. And I want to talk about their balance sheet because this man is very proud of the Riot balance sheet. He does not want to do anything that is going to risk the company.
Okay.
He's very conservative in that way, which isn't really the way he played poker because he played poker for a living for 14 years. Heads up player, one of the best internet players in the world.
Okay.
But the way that he is a CEO feels like a lot more conservative, aggressive when the opportunity presents itself. So I would say if his style as a CEO is what I would call a tight, aggressive player in poker. Okay. When he's got the goods, he's going to go aggressive. When he's kind of feeling it out, maybe got 9-8 suited, let's see a flop. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. Let's get more information. We're not going to get crazy.
Yep.
So I just want to know, like, what kind of hand is he holding in poker, so to speak, to use that analogy with his convertible bonds. Is it pocket aces? Is it fucking jacks? I hate jacks. Okay, if y'all know anything about poker, y'all know what I'm talking about. Jacks look real good until the flop comes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, jacks look real good until there's a flop. And then you're like, shit, now it'd be so much easier to fold this hand if it was like ace queen or some shit, right?
Damn right.
So anyway, I hate hooks, bro. I hate them, dude. I don't know how much time, I don't know how much money I've lost with pocket jacks. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. Now, if I flop quads with them, well, it's the best hand in the world. But
I've never been a card guy. I've never been a card guy, man.
Bro.
Just love craps. That's it.
It's addictive, dude. It is addictive. Be careful. So anyway, those are the things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the balance sheet. How much of the expansion is already baked in? Like, are we good? Is the capital raises that they're doing? Because it says that they're going to buy Bitcoin with it. So, they're not really using it to fund operations, but it does have one little line item that says that they are going to maybe use some of that money for operations. So in other words, is the convertible like the new dilution or what's going on? Like, I just want to really understand it.
Okay.
Because they've done a lot of at-the-market offerings. If you look at how big the float was 2 or 3 years ago versus what the float is today, it's a lot higher today. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So just want to learn more about the company, about this HPC AI craze. I know that they were entertaining or engaging in talks with companies that might be interested and maybe being their dance partner on that. Is that really on the table now with Bitcoin at these prices, though? Because that was like the talk of the town a month ago.
Yeah.
Now it's like, you know what I mean? So, just have a conversation with the man, dude. I'm really excited that he's taking time out of his life to educate the folks on the channel. He's already educated me personally.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all have noticed since I came back from Irvine, since I came back from Corsicana, I'm a hell of a lot more confident on my rights. Because when you see it with your own eyes, when you see the corporate culture that they've created, when you see the gleam in everybody's eye that works there, bro, they don't have jobs, they have careers. For a lot of them, that's it. They can't envision doing anything else.
Okay.
And I saw it, bro. Like I saw it. I was like, dude, these people, dude, they would get, if you had to line them all up to get a fucking Riot tattoo right now, they would do it. Like, I mean, they're like into it, bro. Like they love their jobs, like what they do. Like they're just, it was very authentic. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. I bet you their compensation kind of falls under the lines of stock options as well. I bet.
They're definitely have an incentive for the company.
Yeah.
Which is good. I think you want everybody on the same team.
Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely.
On the same team. So it's going to be tomorrow at 4 p.m. We know that our boy Amit is live during that time. So I don't know that the turnout's going to be as big as maybe it could be if I would be able to go live at 8 p.m. So this is going to be a special session of Wheelers. But it is what it is. Like, I mean, we have to make it happen whenever he's available.
Yeah. What's that? Eastern or Texas time?
Texas, Central.
Okay, Central time. All right, 4 p.m. Central.
The market will already be closed for an hour, and we'll have So
okay.
It'll be cool. It'll be cool, man. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
Tevis is going to help me with fundamentals of investing. So he's going to help me, and then Bill White's going to be on the channel as well.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're available. If you're available, you're more than welcome to join. I'll send you a link to the stream. You could be a panelist as well.
Okay.
Because I know you do love this volatility, and Riot does got some volatility for you.
I'm still hurting with Mara, man. So I might have to sit this one out.
You want to walk them through what happened? Mara cheated on you, and you've been sleeping with one eye half open for about 2 years now.
Yeah, it changed my life forever. But I mean, Riot is a good price. And I remember back when I initially started trading Riot and Mara, that Mara would be, share price would be a lot higher, and then Riot would walk it down and catch up to that share price, and it just goes back and forth. So I am looking for, me personally, that Riot share price to kind of increase a little bit more, So yeah. But I know me, it is what it is. I just look, it's all about price action for me. I keep it basic, I know I got a trade for you, right? Are you trading IBIT?
No, I traded BITX, the 2 times leverage on Bitcoin.
You like them 2Xs. You like, I don't like those. You like them, don't you?
Bro, I made 101 grand on BITX. And realized gains, dude. Like Robinhood now does what other brokers do. They tell you how much money you've made with the stock for the year.
Okay.
And I made so I have it here. Let me pull it up here. I can't pull it up on the desktop, but I can pull it up on the phone. So that's kind of weird. Or maybe I don't know how to pull it up on the desktop, shall I say? Because I'm sure it's there. I don't know how to do it. So the profit and loss, like here in the bottom, it tells you. It's like 1.2 million.
Okay.
And if I click on it, it'll tell me how much I've made with each stock. So I'm going to read them out. This is for the year.
That's for okay.
So American Airlines was good for 24,800.
Okay.
To the good. So I'm going to give you all the good and the bad. That's what you get on this channel, right? Archer, that little eVTOL play, good for 6,000. Amazon, I'm down 33,000 because I rolled covered call. when you roll cover calls, you have some losses. Now I'm up a couple 100,000 on the shares, but these are realized gains and losses versus unrealized gains.
Correct.
You follow me?
Yep.
So I'm down 12,000 on Boeing because I rolled cover calls. But those cover calls are now out of the money, or the cash secured puts, I'm sorry, are out of the money. So once I'm out of that contract, well, that will turn into a positive. But that won't happen until January or February of next year, intentionally, because I don't want any more money for this year. You know what I mean? BABA, I'm good for 5,600. BITX, 101,188 to the good. On Celsius, I'm out of that campaign completely. Ended up losing 11,900. Clean Spark, you remember when I had all those cash secure puts on Clean Spark?
Yeah.
Start the year. Well, that campaign still going on.
Okay.
Realized gains $261,717.15.
Okay.
That one was good.
Yeah, that was no question. That was good.
Then CrowdStrike was good for 18,600. Dollar General, one trade, one and done, 32.25.
Okay.
So I feel like I recouped all the money I spent at Dollar General for the last couple of years. Well, you go in there to buy one thing at Dollar General because it's convenient, and bro, they got everything. And you walk out of there and it's like 20 or 30 bucks, and I'm like, there's nothing dollar about Dollar General. It's like a $20 general.
I don't even go to nothing like that. But look, no, spend my money somewhere else. But yeah, I noticed you didn't have Coinbase up there.
Yeah, no, because I'm too heavy on the miners right now.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have ELF, 1,000, Enphase. Remember that whole Enphase thing?
Whatever happened with that? You
So
still in it?
I ended up losing a total of 35,000.
Okay.
Tax harvest. I thought it was going to be a bigger tax harvest, but
Yeah, but you got to think that's not bad considering. Because where did you get in at initially?
October of 23, and I was down 750,000 at the worst.
Yeah, and because you was at like your strike, I know it was in $100 strike price, strike range, so 140. Not bad, man. That's some hell of a management right there.
Like 70, and it went down to 70.
Yeah, I would take that. That's some hell of a management right there. That's some hell of a management right there.
That account could have looked a lot different if I didn't manage Enphase better, or if I didn't manage. If I had managed Enphase in a worse way, the account would look a lot different.
Yeah.
Fubo, remember a little Fubo? Maybe $3,000. Google was good for 15,900. Hims, 8,000. Hood, realized gains still in it, 27,900. Intel, biggest loss of the year was Intel. And I just did it a couple of days ago, 174,000. Not even bearish on Intel. I'm up so much money. I had a loss on the book. So instead of waiting a couple weeks for tax harvesting, and I was in a position where I could have closed Intel out for like $4,000 loss. But I waited literally 2 days and it tanked. But then I had already sold a bunch of cash secured puts on SOXL. So all of the Intel money, I already got it back in premium for the SOXL. So it doesn't, I know some of these things sound kind of crazy, but they don't really sting me as much as y'all think.
Yeah.
Joby lost $1,000. Meta was good for 13,000. Still chasing the $1.5 million I left on the table with Meta. So we got 13,000 of it back this year. MicroStrategy was good for 3,500. MSTX, because I rolled that put. So I've got a realized loss of 81.75.
Okay.
Neo loss realized 60,000, but I'm still in it.
Are you still in Joby, or you just completely got out of that?
No, I completely out of that. I think I lost like $1,000 on Joby. Yeah, 1,045.
Okay.
Nvidia was good for 27,592.
Still in that?
No. NVDL, leverage play on Nvidia, made one and done, 686. Open Door ended up losing 6,744, realized loss. Path, UiPath lost 3,274. Pfizer's been good for 7,200. Biggest winner of the year was Palantir, realized gains 439,814. but I'm still in it for 4,000 shares. PayPal, I've lost 92,000 because I've been rolling calls.
Yeah.
So
The Dutch brothers.
But I'm up shit, more than half a million on PayPal.
Okay.
That's unrealized. We're talking about realized over here.
Exactly.
Riot's been good for 225,000. Shop was good for 74.45. Snow, 2 trades, 3,500. SoFi realized losses, 11,960. That's from rolling covered calls.
Hey, look,
made a lot of money on cash secured puts, the backstop trades, right?
Yeah.
But all of that money went away because I keep rolling covered calls.
You ever thought about shorting the company and selling strangles around it? SoFi?
No. SOXL 12,300, TQQQ 1 trade 335. Lost 18,925 on Tesla. These are on rolls.
Yeah.
Still in Tesla, 4,000 shares strong. And then TSLL was my second biggest winner for the year, completely out of it. A profit of 374,635.
Okay.
So for the year, realized profits according to Robinhood 1.122,378.02. According to Robinhood, right? Who knows? Premiums collected over 5 million.
Okay.
Premiums kept about 2 million.
Oh, 2 million. Okay. Okay.
I bought $1 million worth of leaps that are now worth about 2.2 million. So that goes against my premiums, right? Because I did something with the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's that, man. MicroStrategy tragedy, not for me. So anyway, man. So that's what's going on with the portfolio in a nutshell. I'm real heavy on MicroStrategy, the leverage right now for cash secured puts. I'm running a strangle on Marathon where I sold the 30 covered calls. Marathon is at 22.90, 22.75. So I think that one's going to be okay for next Friday.
And where the calls at?
At 30.
Okay.
I bought the shares outright. So I did a buy right strategy, but then I sold the cash secured put as well on Marathon. Let me put this on total return. So I have 4 swing trades on the bottom, or I call them wheel trades, right? Like I'm trying to get in and out of them. I got Neo that I'm up 10,000 on the shares. I'm trying to sell them at $5. Neo is probably like $4.50 right now. On Baba, I bought the shares at 86, trying to sell them at 90. On Marathon, I bought the shares for 25.25, trying to sell them at 30, but I also have cash secure puts at 22. Then on Pfizer, I bought the shares for the mid 24s, trying to sell them at 26. This is the second round. I haven't been able to get rid of these shares. But whenever all of these shares get called away, that gives me another $622,000 in capital.
Okay, what you doing with you just got the 1,500 shares in Baba? You're not selling anything around it?
All I do is I have the covered calls.
Okay.
So I have Baba. I bought the 1,500 shares at 86, and then I brought money in for agreeing to sell the shares at 90. I brought in $2,235. Okay. So I'll make a little bit of money on the capital appreciation as well. And I'd be okay if the shares got called away. And then if I look at Neo, I bought 30,000 shares at 442, I think. Yeah, 443. And I agreed to sell the shares at 5, and it's currently at 476. And I did bring some money through the door, quite a bit actually. And then I had recently closed out another campaign on Neo, made quite a bit of money on that. But yeah, man, Neo's been good here lately, and on the put side of things, or on the covered call. I'm trying to see. Here we go. I got 4,000 for 250 of them.
16. Okay.
Yeah. So.
What strike was that again?
At $5.
Oh, at 5. Oh, okay. All right.
There's at $5 December.
Okay.
And then the other one that I'm trying to get rid of
Roll it up then.
is
Why don't you roll those down and pick up a little bit more?
on Neo.
Yeah.
So I have I have them for sale at $5, and it's at
How much you got left in it?
it's at 477. So I don't know that I would want to sacrifice my capital appreciation, because I'm okay. Like if it stays here, that's actually a great scenario. Because then my next round at $5 is going to bring in even more premium. You know what I mean? And I feel like I can manage it because I've got a lot of exposure to Neo, dude. Like I've got 1,500 long calls. I've got 1,000 cash clear puts at 5 for January of 26, and I've got all of the running like a debit spread essentially.
Yeah.
Where
You in December 20th?
That's for the covered call for 5. Yeah.
Oh, for 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so you still got about 20 cent, 20, 18, 20, about 19 cent left. Okay, there you go. 19. I was saying, why don't you just roll it down to the four and a half?
Because then I'm only going to get 7 cents. I'm only going to get 7 cents of capital appreciation on the shares. I'd rather get 57 cents of capital appreciation. And I don't have to sell these shares right now. Like I'd be okay selling these covered calls for the next 10 years if it would let me.
Okay.
Because it's $130,000 investment, and it's bringing in, and it's bringing in about $6,000, $7,000 a month.
Yeah. No, I was just saying because you could lock in those profits. I mean, you only got 10 days.
Yeah.
And pick up a few more, shuckles. And I mean, because you can always get out of it, right? So you can be a little bit more aggressive on it. But I mean, it's still great though. I would just be a little bit more aggressive on it because it's not like the stock really moving. And for 10 days, I'll pick up a few more dollars.
Yesterday, I was at like 526. So I thought I was golden, but then it gave away all those gains.
About 40 cents today. Okay.
Yeah, because China is trying to do some more stimulus, but I don't know if the world's buying it. But these shares here, this is my second round of covered calls. And I got to look at their ex-dividend date because it's 5,000 shares. I don't know what that dividend will look like, but I'm sure it's something. And I'm like, well, maybe I try to hold on to these shares a little bit longer, pick up another 1,000, 1,500 in premiums plus a little dividend. Then now it makes the entire campaign a lot nicer because I got a pretty damn good entry point on Pfizer. It's only 5,000 shares, but it's still pretty substantial. And I brought in $1,100 in premium the first time, but then I rolled them because the strike got breached. It was at 25.50, and I got 1,500 for going from 25.50 to 26 because I want to get some more of that capital appreciation, and I also wanted to get closer to that ex-dividend date. But I haven't even looked up to see when the freaking dividend date is.
Okay. You know what I've been doing lately? I've been just, instead of with selling them covered calls, I've been selling them right at the money with the stock.
Yeah, just to get
much premium. Yep, as much premium because I mean it gives you a better break even, and I mean it's just being that aggressive has allowed for that up move to not be as potent, as if you're selling so far away, and even if the stock kind of tanks. So that's
if I look at, let's just say I didn't have these Neo covered calls because 300 contracts. Let's just say I did a 17-day cycle on those at 450, and it's 300 contracts. I mean, my God, you're getting a $13,000 parting gift, a $14,000 parting gift, and keep in mind 450 is still higher than 443. So
exactly. So you still, but that's 7 cent plus. Yeah, no question.
Yeah,
that's me right there.
That'll definitely.
If it doesn't move and stay there, that's free money, right?
Yeah, that's
because you're still within your break even. And if it does tally up a little bit, you think about the credit that you've taken in. When you roll that to the next cycle, you got more credit to play with to adjust.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely look at 450s for the next one for sure. If it's there, I'm kind of hoping it runs up and they get called away. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Won't hurt my feelings. The other one that I've been playing real good is SoFi. I started
Oh,
selling.
one more suggestion you can do. Just throw the straddle. So when you sell that call at 450, sell that put at 450.
Yeah.
We'll really smoke them then.
Yeah. Well, the thing is it's a good observation. I'm not able to do it. Let me tell you why. So Neo, or not Neo, but Robinhood has this thing. And again, I just found out about it because I never had that many contracts on one stock. But if you look at the amount of contracts I have, 1,500, 1,000, 1,200, and 300, that's 1,800, 28, 30, it's a 5,000 contracts. You see that?
Yep.
That's the maximum Robinhood will let you have on one ticker at one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It won't let me. Like, I've already tried.
Okay.
I was like, let me just go sell 200 cash secure puts on Neo and let's see what it tells me.
I sell them right at the 445 or 450 or 5. But you know, but we're doing that. We're not really trying to take a salmon. We're just trying to build up, you know, our credit. So when we roll, we can widen our, you know.
No, I get it, but I'm saying it's not. It's not telling me this right now.
Okay.
But on the phone, it tells me, or like when I hit submit, it'll give me some bullshit.
Okay.
That you could only have. Let me see if I can pull it up on the phone. But yeah, you can't have more than 5,000 contracts on one time because I had 50,000 shares of Neo.
Okay.
I was doing this swing trade because I was like, dude, I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna buy them at 443 and sell them at $5, make a shitload of money on 50,000 shares, right? Not to mention the premiums are real sweet because I'm trying to sell them at $5. But then I went to go sell the covered calls on those other 20,000 shares, and it wouldn't let me sell the covered calls. So I just sold the shares off and made a profit on the shares. When it went up to like 460, 470 one day, I just uploaded the 20,000 shares because I couldn't sell covered calls against them, and I wasn't willing to just hold Neo just for the sake of holding Neo.
For the sake, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I was like, nah, I can't do it, man. Can't do it. So the other thing that's been my saving grace here recently, and I'm gonna let y'all go here shortly because I know Amit's on. I feel like some of y'all are watching this on multi-view right now. Is SoFi. Dude, this thing finally printed option. Look how much I'm up on the shares, bro.
Yeah.
Like that, yo, that is crazy. You remember when I was holding this nasty ass stinky bag of poop? Remember in our private chat, you're like, you need to get away from that dog with fleas. Well, that flea finally, we sent her to the vet and she's cured.
Hey, look, you did it, man. There's no way, bro. But that comes down. But that's one thing, like you always said, is when it comes down to the conviction, right?
Yeah,
when you had a conviction, that outweighs everything, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Your conviction was there, boy. I tell you. You was not letting it go. I try to slide one in there about shortening.
The text messages we have between us because we're buddies now. They don't know that y'all had to try to talk me off the cliff a couple of times. Don't jump. But dude, these covered calls, bro. Look at these covered calls right here. I got 400 of them for 1220 at 18.
Okay.
And option. Look at that right here. I got 7,800 and 8,000. So cool, 15,800, right?
1220. Okay.
And look at that right there, already at 72%.
You ain't got no. You gotta come on, TJ. Come on, roll them down or something. You ain't got about 11 cents left.
I know, bro, but I want to get more. I gotta get all that money. Let me tell you why. Because I got some covered calls out in the distance that are.
Oh, okay.
I got 15s for January, so those are already in trouble of 2026, and I've got the bulk of the position are sitting on $20 cover calls for January of 2026. So I'm trying to get all the credits that I can by selling, anywhere from 400 to 600 covered calls for this next year.
Mm-hmm.
I can make a decision when it comes time to dealing with these $15. I may actually let these go because I've got these long calls that I can exercise that I could replace those shares with anyway.
Okay.
And then I'm just flipping contracts over here on the 10s and the 20s. Like I'm not going to take ownership of those shares.
You said that was the 18 calls you got?
Yeah, for 1220. So I do nothing for another week and a half, bro, and I collect another 4,400. And if SoFi goes up to like 17, that's good news because the next round of cover calls is going to pay more money, and I'll put them at 19 or 20.
Only roll them calls down to the 15.5, man. Pick up that extra 50-something cent for 10 days.
But then I'm gonna bring stress into the equation right now.
My
hair, you see my hair is growing a little bit. You want to take that away from me, Option?
You ain't bringing no stress with that. And so I don't know. I think for 10 days you can make an additional 50 cents, right? I don't think it's gonna get out of whack.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, roll it out. Because, you think about it, you're picking up that extra additional credit, but you're locking in your profits right now.
Yeah.
On it. You see what I'm saying? And you create that new position, but, you're always going to be able to roll it if you need to. Yeah. Unlike if it shoots up, right? If it shoots up, what happens? Now you got to still roll it, but you know how that's going to go. So, you can lock in that and just be aggressive, especially with 11 cents. There's nothing else in there. But, we done been down this path. I already know what's going to happen. You're going to get that 11 cents out of there.
I just got to, bro. This thing has caused me so much. This thing has caused me so many sleepless nights.
Yeah, you've been in it, man.
This stock owes me, bro. You've
been in it. If there's anybody when you speak of SoFi, you're the first person that come to mind. There's nobody out there that doesn't dig SoFi the way you've done it, right? Just a fact, Yeah,
it's made me the most money. Now, granted, Riot has made me the most money in realized gains.
Okay.
Of any stock in my career.
Mm-hmm.
But of unrealized gains, SoFi has eclipsed the $6 million mark in gains.
Okay.
But those are unrealized. Now, I want to get to 10, but SoFi needs to cooperate and get to like $25 a share for me to do that.
Okay.
Then I think that life would be, it's going to be the same, but feel a little different.
Okay.
Because I'll have accomplished something that not a lot of people have accomplished, and that's made $10 million on one ticker.
On one ticker, yeah.
A lot of people make $10 million over the course of their career, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, that's like my feather in my cap is that I stuck with the freaking SPAC, and I figured out how to ride that horse.
Mm-hmm.
Selling calls, buying leaves, trying everything, dude. Because SoFi really taught me how to wheel, so to speak.
Okay.
Because I was like, okay, I own all these damn shares. That at one point in this portfolio, the average cost was like in the 10s.
Mm.
So I had to beat that down. So I had to really average down. I even sold some shares. I sold 20,000 shares. I was up to 170 at one point.
Okay.
But I was like, no, I'm gonna take that money and I'm gonna buy leaps with it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Leaps really started, dude, because this is the first time I introduced leaps to the channel was through SoFi.
With SoFi, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So now I have freaking 1,400 leaps.
Do you what you selling against? You selling against those?
Heck yeah. Yeah, because if you let's look at the SoFi position. Grade my SoFi position objectively, dude. I feel like this is probably my master class on wheeling.
Mm-hmm.
So got the shares. Obviously, those speak for themselves. But I've got 7 strategies. It says 50,000 shares are being used as collateral. You'll see the 400 cover calls at 18, another 500 cover calls at 15. Then I've got leaps that I bought 400 of those. And then 1,000 cover calls at 20 for January of 2026. And then I got more leaps that I bought at 10 and 15, 1,000 of those. There's 1,400 leaps that I bought. So I got all the protection to the upside. So I don't have to cheer against these stocks. and then I got 1,000 covered calls at 20. I got 500 covered calls at 15, and another 400 calls at 19. So that's 1,900 covered calls. I could potentially sell maybe another 1,000 covered calls, I think, if I do the math. So there's still more money that I can go grab, but I'm kind of feeling this one out right here because on the next batch, I'm kind of hoping SoFi goes on a little run to like 16, 17. I want to wait for the Fed to talk and all that stuff, right?
Okay.
And then now I'm like, dude, maybe this one's 600, maybe this one's 1,800, 800 contracts next time. And maybe I'm bringing in, a $30,000 bill every couple, 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
And I got to get those credits because I have to make a decision at some point on these. I had sold these as a hedge to the downside. And then this is the position I'm long on. You know how I do it. I kick the can down the road because I don't want to mess with it.
Yeah.
And I want to keep doing that until 2030 because that's the one I'm playing. That's the one I'm playing for Anthony Noto's bonus, right?
Okay.
So I want to eventually put a $25 price tag on these, and then I want to take it up in $2, $3, $4 increments, whatever the market will give me. And then I'm going to exercise these. So I'm going to turn this into 40,000 more shares, the 7s and the 5s.
So
those are leaps.
So what are you selling against those 1,400 leaps though?
So if you just look at the covered calls, I have 150,000 shares, right?
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
So then we look at the covered calls, we have 400. So we have 900 covered calls. So we have 1,900 covered calls. So
okay.
I'm selling against 400 of them.
Okay.
But I'm still open on the other 1,000 because I want to reserve the right on a massive run up, potentially on earnings and implied volatility and everything, to maybe close these out for a profit and move the money elsewhere. Because I'm already up 280 grand. I've been up like 350 at one point on these.
Mm-hmm.
And that frees up 350 grand. And I closed out 500 of these contracts for 180 grand. So I left meat on the table there. And then
those poor man cup 15 and 15. Okay. All right.
Yeah, these I'm just trying to flip. I don't want to own those shares.
Okay.
So I have the 15s that I'm up 139,000 on it. Between both of these right here, between the 10s and the 15s, I'm actually trying to ride these up options so that I can make $1 million on them. Okay. So if SoFi goes to like 20, $22, I'll probably be real close to it. Mm-hmm. And then I'll free up all of that money. And then now the only thing I would be babysitting would be right here. It's a lot more manageable. So I would be able to sell the 1,500 covered calls, and then I would turn these into shares. So I would have 190,000 shares, and then I would be able to sell 1,900 covered calls against them. And at these levels, with this volatility on SoFi, you ain't gonna see me selling cash secure puts over here.
No. And I mean, it's with the volatility, like you're saying, right now, those prices that you can get paid for selling calls aren't at a decent price. That's why I'm like the ones you got, like, even if you just do, you don't have to do all the contracts, but I wouldn't leave all that money on the table just in case, once the premium really start coming out, right? Because I mean, it has a nice IV rank right now at 35. So that's a good premium selling right there. So even if you don't do them all, I would at least try to get some of that premium, that's out there.
Yeah, and I definitely am in a situation where I could sell some more covered calls. I mean, just kind of spitballing. And let's just say I want to do another 500 contracts because I feel like I could do another 1,000, right? So if I wanted to do another 500 contracts, let's just say for the 31-day cycle.
Absolutely, 30. Yeah.
And then I do them even conservatively over here at 19 because I don't want to babysit them. Yeah. And I do 500 of those contracts. And here, you see here, it'll tell you. It'll tell you that I have 100,000 shares available. So that's 1,000 contracts that I could sell. Mm-hmm. So if I did 1,000 contracts, just to put it in context, that's a $25,000 bill that I could collect every month.
Or $1,250, if you do the 500. Then you don't have to worry about your upside because you still got the other,
That's
Can't
what
I'm just saying right now, with the way the IV is in SoFi, you can't leave that money on the table.
I did, and I wholeheartedly agree. I just, again, I feel like SoFi taught me how to wheel because there's a time and a place for everything. And dude, I took big losses on covered calls on SoFi. I bought the leaps and I was like, I'm going to let this damn thing run because everything's telling me that it's going to run and I'm not going to fight that anymore. And I'm going to let it run to these levels to where it's like people like you're going to come on the channel and they'll be like, dude, it's time to go get that cover call premium now. You know what I'm saying? And I hear you loud and clear as soon as the Fed talks. And we have it for sure on the rate cut because that's bullish for SoFi.
Yep.
Then I'm going to put on at least 200 more covered calls because that's money that is just like, I mean, I got to collect rent. The condo's bought and paid for on my end. You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
But I earned that win option. I earned that win. A lot of people have earned that win. On SoFi, we had a lot of egg on our face, opportunity cost, all that crap. What's going to move the needle with SoFi? Is it the compensation package? Is it this? Is it that? There's a lot of people that lost faith and lost hope. You know what I did the whole time? I sold puts, I sold calls, I collect premium, I rolled when it made dollars and cents, and I bought the timely leaps. That's what I did. I implemented everything that I knew how to throw at it. I threw at it in the kitchen sink, which is conviction. That was the kitchen sink. And I was like, dude, this thing's either going to make me or I'm going to cancel the YouTube channel because everybody's going to know I lost a lot of money, right? But bro, I just, I'm not part of SoFi Weekly or any of that shit, but I made a lot more fucking money on this stock than no ever dream of. Like, I feel like I have given you guys a master class on taking a fucking stock and manufacturing the winner.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely that. Definitely. You've been rolling with that joint.
You saw the money I made on my wife's account too. Remember when I was rocking with SoFi on my wife's account? I made her good money too, bro. It's been good, but now Riot's my horse, bro. Like I like Riot a lot more than SoFi because the premiums are so much better right now.
Yeah, let me see, Riot. Yeah, it's elevated too, though. Riot is, yeah. I mean, it's come down a little bit. They're going for what, $1.04. Come down a little bit, but yeah, they elevated.
Yeah, I sold. I had a big day in Riot today, dude. As far as cash secured puts go, because it was a bad day for Riot. That's an ideal time to sell cash secured puts. So I sold. So I'll put it over here.
But did good. Of course, I'm sure you did good today because they pulled a lot of premium out on both sides of that. Today was just like a premium. They was just pulling premium out all day today on a lot of stocks, and Riot was one of them.
So today I collected 42.50 on 50 contracts at 11. I collected 8,800 on 200 contracts at 10, all for 12.27. Collected another 8,800 on contracts, 200 of them for 10. And then I collected 14,100 on 150 contracts at 11, all for 12.27. And then before that, I had tied up 1.3 million in cash secured puts for 16 days, 17 days. And I realized I had collected 88,000 in premium. And I gave back some money to realize like a $73,000 win in about 16, 17 days. So Riot's the horse that I'm riding hard right now. I love it at these levels, dude. If it can stay in that $10 to $14 range, it's a little inflated. I loved it more at like 8 to 10. Now the win didn't look as good on paper as far as the unrealized gains on the shares. But that's not where the game is played for me. You know what I mean? Like I ain't selling those shares right now, so that doesn't even matter. I'm like, where can I make a lot more premium? I'd rather sell 2,000 contracts at 8 than 1,000 contracts at 11. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it wouldn't hurt my feelings if Riot went down and had a 9 in front of it. But like, oh, I thought you were bullish on Riot. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to be in Riot for the next 10 years. I'm talking about where would I rather make more money right now? It's a lot easier at $8 or $9. And then if you get stuck with some shares, well, you got a better entry point anyway. But people got to really learn how to play the game. It's like they want to buy shares and they want them to go to the moon tomorrow. And I'm like,
no, that's not going to happen.
I'm saying, unless you have a full position option, why would you want that?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you want to be able to receive that, like if you're selling covered calls, you want it to go down.
Yeah.
You know, you want it to go down. You want your puts to be tested. You want to be able to manufacture all of that premium. So when it does go up, now you have a better, you know, you can maneuver a lot better. So yeah.
Absolutely. And then I'll leave you guys on this note and option. I'd like to get your take on it. Bro, when I sell a cash secured put, especially like on MSTX, because I'm just starting with that stock right now, I actually want my cash secured put to get challenged because now I'm rolling to even better entry point. I'm collecting more premium. I'm going to take collateral off the table by rolling down. And I just feel like it's just so much easier to manufacture the win, and it's going to stay on the books longer. I think a lot of y'all sell a cash secured put and you want the share price to like shoot up so that there's no pressure on your put. And I was giving this analogy on a FaceTime earlier to Sally. Shout out to Sally. She's my daily FaceTime. She's on a different program that I don't advertise on the channel. I do FaceTimes daily for people that have really large accounts and like really want that one-on-one time.
Correct.
I go, what does it take to make a diamond? What's the one element that you cannot make a diamond without? Do you know what that element is, option?
Say that again.
What element do you need to make a diamond? There's an element that you need. There's a guy, Zavin, that he's a jeweler, is one of my members, one of our subscribers. There's one element that you cannot make a diamond without.
And what is that? What is it?
It's something that we fear as option sellers. It's pressure. Pressure makes diamonds. So have you ever heard of diamond hands?
Yeah, I heard of it.
The reason they call it diamond hands is because diamond hands can handle the pressure. I'm just saying, y'all use all these fucking terms and y'all don't even know how they came about. You're out there creating fucking cliches and you don't even know what they mean. The reason that some people earned the moniker of diamond hands is because you sell a cash secured put 1.25 million in MicroStrategy, the freaking leverage play on it, and it goes down, and now you're excited because guess what? The game just fucking really got going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I get to wheel this thing and it gets to be in the portfolio longer. And now I know where I'm going to make money for the next 3 to 6 months, if not more. You want a one and done play. I'm like, dude, so you want to work every Monday. You want all of your cash freed up and you want to be looking for the next fucking play. Why do you hate your life so much? I want the plays to show themselves to me because the plays that I'm managing are making me just as much money as going and finding a brand new play. You know, you can make a lot of money rolling options, right? Like, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy how much money you can make managing a cash secured put that hasn't gone horribly. But I'm saying, like, let's just say MSTX dips to like 75, bro. That's a very manageable situation for me. It dips to 60, it turns into end phase. That's a different situation. And I've been there. Y'all have seen me navigate those waters as well. But that's why I also put a shorter time horizon on this thing.
Yeah.
Because if I need to take a loss, it's going to be a lot easier to take a loss. And it's going to be a lot cheaper too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, okay, shit, looks like the bottle's falling out. Let me lose 20, 30 grand. Let this shit reset down over there at $60, and then I'll go in with 2 million. Because now it's better for me. But it's like, I see the way the horse is running in the pasture. Like, this is like the analogy I want to always leave you guys. I grew up on a ranch. I grew up riding horses. I grew up team roping. So you see all the horses in the pasture and they all come into the corral. We're going to go work cattle that day. And you got to go pick the horse that fits your eye, the one that you want to ride. Not every rider can ride every horse. Like, I like a horse that has a lot of get up and go, a little bit of whoa too. I don't want to go over the fence or anything.
Yeah.
But I can't ride a lazy horse. It doesn't suit me. It doesn't suit me as a cowboy. You follow me?
Yeah.
You give me a lazy ass horse. I'm like, what do you think? I'm an 80-year-old man or I'm a little 5-year-old kid? I just want to be walking around. No, dude, I'm at the leader of the pack. I want to go chase the damn bull. If it goes out, you know, I'm out there freaking trying to work cattle. Give me a horse that can go run. That has a big motor.
Absolutely.
And that's the way I look at my stocks. I'm looking for a stock that's got a big motor because that's super. I don't want to do it. Y'all all want big fucking results. We go to ride a bunch of fucking dogs. How does that work? How does that work? So people need to understand the kind of horse that you have. And then you need to figure out, how am I going to jockey that horse? How am I going to wheel that horse?
Yeah.
Because there's one thing that people can't get through their heads. You give me a ticker, same bankroll. I give you a ticker, same bankroll. Shout out to Mr. Premium the Option, another dude that really knows the game. Give him the same ticker, same bankroll. And you say, hey, you got 1 year to wheel these stocks with this amount of money. Play it however you want to play it. You want to do your fucking abracadabra, jade, lizard. You know me an option. I can sell puts and sell calls because that's where the game's played for us. We're the casino, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the end of the year, we're all probably going to have pretty similar results because based on the price action, there's certain ways that you should ride the horse. Yes or no?
Absolutely.
You give those same parameters to 3 other people that don't really know the game, bro. Some of them might blow up their fucking account. Some of them might pull a little Alex and just buy a bunch of fucking long calls and hope for the best. Somebody might have like taken early assignment. Somebody might have bought the close early, whatever the kid. Who knows? Who knows? Because the horse is the constant. The jockey is the variable. And people always want to shit on me and be like, oh, I can't believe that you wheel those stocks. I'm like, no, what you really need to be telling yourself, if you're willing to be honest with yourself and do a checkup from the neck up, is why does he have the ability to wheel that stock and I don't?
Yep.
Because that's a real fucking question you need to ask yourself. That's the honest question. That's the one that hurts you a little bit. But it's because I'm a different rider than you are. So that horse suits me. That horse bucks a little bit. It makes me excited.
Yeah.
Not every cowboy wants that horse. My brother, dude, if the horse even looks like he wants to buck, ranch, I'm like, oh, this one's gonna get fun. To me. I'm gonna run his ass into the fucking ground.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying that's the kind of cowboy that I am, legit. Like, I'm not lying to you. I want a horse that's got a little spunk. My brother wants that horse. That's the same horse. Monday through Sunday. If I don't ride him for a year, he's gonna be the same horse.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that ain't fun. But I've also gotten my ass bucked off a lot. My brother does it because he has a more reliable horse. I got my ass bucked off of my horse, freaking Chief, dude. Hurt my shoulder bad like 3.5 years ago. I ended up in the hospital. Took about a 13-foot fall from that horse because he freaked out with the guy was waving a bandera by the gate, and I had thrown my whole loop and I was dallying and my horse started pitching and shit because he wasn't used to this guy waving this damn bandana there. And I was like, what are you doing there? He's like, you could have got me killed.
Dang.
My brother's horse, He's already trained for that shit. He was never going to do that to my brother.
Yeah.
But my kind of horse didn't have that kind of training. But my horse was also a lot faster than my brother. So you got to get the gimme and the gotcha.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, let me leave y'all with this. Everybody wants to gimme, but nobody wants to gotcha.
No.
No one wants to gotcha. Any last words, Option? I got to roll, man. I appreciate you tuning in. Y'all can please tune in tomorrow. It's going to be awesome tomorrow with Jason Les.
Definitely. I'll definitely see you then. I'll be there. I'm going to definitely join, man. All right, TJ, man. It always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure to, sit and talk with you and sit and talk with everyone else, man. So, just look forward to next time, bro.
Appreciate you, my man. TJ the Real Deal signing off with Option. As always, may your sky stay blue, stock screen. Peace out. God bless you guys.
All right, y'all.